What's up guys? Today we're going to talk about how to make a budget the right way. Step number 1, write it down. For a long time I would tell people I got my budget right here. And sure, I knew how much money I made and had a general idea of how much money was in my account, but I didn't actually know where all my money was going. And this became really evident after a while, and I wish I would have realized it sooner. You can use anything from a fancy app like EveryDollar or Mint to an Excel or Google Sheet, or just use a pen and paper. I don't care, just write it down. I'm gonna use ClassAct's budgeting app myself. Pro tip number 1, budget monthly. A lot of your ongoing expenses come monthly anyway, and your income is probably weekly or bi-weekly in a lot of cases. And so if you can just pretend that like you're getting 4 income checks every month if you're paid weekly, or bi-weekly that you're getting 2 every month, and you're actually going to end up getting either 2 or 4 paychecks extra every year, and that extra money is going to come in really handy. Okay, step 2 is figuring out your income every month. So total up any kind of money that you're making from anywhere and then round that number down. This is especially important if you work in a field where your income fluctuates, so a server, or bartender, or hairstylist, for example. Let's imagine that you're making $600 every week. Maybe round that down to $500 or $550, because what if next month you have a really slow month and you're only bringing in $450 to $500? You'd rather have extra money than not enough money, right? Right. Step 3, now for the fun part. Map out all of your expenses down to the penny, and I mean every single penny. Things like rent, utilities, mortgage payments, car insurance, Spotify, Netflix, Hulu. You get the idea. Pro tip, make sure you leave room for savings and an other or miscellaneous category. Even though you're budgeting every penny, doesn't mean you need to spend every single penny. So take an amount that you're comfortable and move it into a savings account and actually put it in a separate account. I recently started doing this and it's made a huge difference. Then take any leftover money that you have and put it into that other or miscellaneous category in your budget. And I would suggest putting at least like $100 in there because stuff always comes up. Step 4, track your purchases. I'm gonna be honest, this is like the most terrible part of the whole process, is actually figuring out, okay, what did I spend in all these areas over the month? How much did I spend in each category? And figuring that out. But it's way easier than it's ever been in the history of the world now that we have things like Mint and EveryDollar and the ClassAct budgeting app like I mentioned before, because all you gotta do is categorize all of your purchases and then it'll actually aggregate them for you on a lot of these platforms. Makes it way easier. So there's really no excuse. I'm talking to you, Karen. Step number 5, rinse and repeat. Okay, but seriously, the budget is just the starting point. After you've made your budget and you've categorized all your purchases, see how you did over the month, see what worked and what didn't work, and adjust anywhere necessary. Pro tip, budgeting gives you freedom. This is the exciting part. You actually have freedom to spend the money that you've budgeted. So say you budgeted $200 for groceries, then spend $200 on groceries. You don't have to worry if it's not enough because you've already allotted a certain amount for that and you know the money is there. And don't beat yourself up if things don't go to plan, because this is all a learning experience. If you budgeted $100 for dog food, but then you ended up having to buy a little extra dog food throughout the month because your dog is fat, then just adjust your budget for next month. It's not the end of the world. You're not gonna solve all of your money problems overnight, but making the budget is giving you the tools so that you can solve those over time. It helps you know where you are and where all your money is going. So maybe tell old Fluffy he's gotta go on a diet, or spend the extra 20 bucks on dog food and stop spending the money on your gym membership. Maybe if you took Fluffy on more walks, he wouldn't need to go on a diet because he'd be in better shape, Karen. If you have any questions or even tips about budgeting, put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel or like the video below. I also have some exciting news, guys, because starting this Friday, yes, May 8th, we're gonna be doing money in a minute videos where I'm gonna give you a financial tip in 1 minute exactly. See you guys then.